Hello, it is I are smart, and yeah, I am surprised to say it, and you'll probably be surprised too to hear it. I actually kind of like the new Ahsoka episode, which is crazy coming from me, who I've pretty much had only negative things. Well, I haven't had only negative things to say, but I've been mostly negative towards the new Ahsoka show. But this episode surprised me by being actually pretty good, and I'd like to talk about that today. So, first I want to show off this new shirt, guys. Look at how cool this shirt is. I love this new Star Wars shirt. I got this for my birthday. Thank you for all the birthday wishes, by the way. But anyway, we should actually talk about the topic of the video, which is the Ahsoka episode. So, overall, it was a pretty good episode. That's kind of surprising. I honestly really didn't expect it after last week was literally just fan service up the woo-wah. So, that was just kind of surprising for me. I will say the episode started off not very strong for me when we literally had the Huyang, whatever his name is, the droid guy being like, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Like, shut up! No! Don't do that. That's stupid. What's he gonna say next? This is the story of the Star Wars. Are you kidding me? Don't. Just stop. Don't do that. That's stupid. I get it. We're going to a different galaxy, and then the title of the episode is Far, Far Away. Like, oh, wonderful, great. I get it. We're going to a different galaxy, but the whole point of In a Galaxy Far, Far Away is to establish that the Star Wars universe is different from our own. It kind of works in this situation, but it's just... Stop. Don't do that. It's stupid. Anyway, that's probably my biggest complaint about the episode, because other than that, it was good. Maybe it's just because Ahsoka wasn't in it? I'm sorry to say it, but I think that might be part of the reason why the episode was so good, was there was a very much lack of Ahsoka, or really any of the other good guy characters. It was a very much focused on the bad guy characters episode, and Sabine, of course. But honestly, the best parts were when she wasn't there either. So, sorry. But once again, my bias for the bad guys is showing. But seriously though, I think the bad guys are carrying the series. Especially Baylan and Shin, who got a lot of screen time in this episode. And we got to see more of them. Seriously though, like memes of me being kind of obsessed with Shin aside, Baylan and Shin I think are probably some of the best parts of the show. Especially Baylan got some great lines in this show. And we really got to see his character motivation of like, he's not a Sith, he's not a Jedi, doesn't really want to work with anybody. He just wants to bring something new into the galaxy. He's like, I'm tired of all these wars. I'm tired of these Star Wars, all these kids fighting wars and stuff. We need to bring on something new. Which is like, that's interesting. That's an interesting motivation for a character that isn't just fully good or fully bad. That's interesting. Whoa. In this show, in Ahsoka, we're getting interesting character motivations? What? That's crazy. Oh, anyway, another thing I wanted to mention. So, once again, we have wolf things in Star Wars because... Well, it's the Dave Filoni show, so I don't know what. He's not beating those furry allegations. I still fully believe that Dave Filoni is a furry, and he believes himself to be a wolf. So, I don't know what's up with that guy. Anyway, let's talk about the main meat and bones of this episode. The main thing everyone's gonna be talking about. Thrawn. Thrawn is back, and he's a little chubby. I'm not gonna lie to you. But anyway, it's cool. It's cool to see, Lars Mikkelsen. He did the voice in Rebels. He's playing him in live action. Still looks a little goofy if you ask me, but he looks better than, CGI-faced Hayden did. Personally, that's what I would say. So, he looks pretty good, I'd say. And also just the entrance of his Star Destroyer just, like, showing up and you just see the bridge of it at first and you're like, oh, that's a Star Destroyer. Whoa, it's huge. Whoa, that's the Chimera. That's Thrawn's ship. Dude, I wasn't even geeking out that hard, but still, I was like, okay, this is cool. I don't even like Rebels that much, but this is cool. Like, I don't know. So, that was cool for me. But then and just to see the whole ship, like, the way it was, like, patched together with those gold pieces, that's really cool. Really cool piece of visual storytelling there. Visual storytelling. Because it kind of shows, like, they've been, that ship was awfully damaged when it disappeared. And just over the past 10 years, it kind of gives us an idea of what it's been like for them on this planet without actually telling us anything. It tells us that they've had to repair the ship using whatever resources are available on that planet, which are different from the stuff in the normal galaxy. So it looks a bit different. And same with the Stormtroopers. Oh my gosh, the new Stormtroopers are so cool. They got little cracks of gold in their helmet. They got wrapped like red bandages all over their armor. It looks so cool. But why are they CGI? Oh my goodness, we've regressed here. I was so glad when in last episode they had practical clones. Because I'm like, finally, practical Phase 1 clone armor. Whereas in the prequels, in Attack of the Clones, it was all CGI. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. But actual practical, I'm like, okay, good. But then in this episode, they have all these leading to Stormtroopers, which I get. They have a huge room, they're going to do CGI. But for the ones that are like right up close, right in the camera like this, don't do CGI. They had practical armors made, even for the weird guy with the weird golden face, which I don't really like, personally. He's a cool character. Enoch, I think is what his name is. That's a cool name, honestly. Never heard of this guy before. He's just apparently there. But anyway, he's cool. I like him. He has a cool design, but the face it's creepy. Why do you need a face in a Stormtrooper outfit? It already kind of looks like a face. Why does he have a face here? What's up with that? Anyway, also his armor looks like the tank driver armor. I don't know if anyone else knows that. Just the back plate and the way the helmet is shaped looks more like the tank driver. I thought I'd mention that cool fact. But anyway, what was I saying? CGI. Like, there are so many shots where it's just like showing them up close and I can tell it's CGI, or the Stormtroopers just walking around and I can tell they're CGI. But then in other shots, they have that same armor in practical. Why would they not just... I get, like, for the big shots of, like, all the Stormtroopers in the background, you know? Like if this were the original trilogy, they would have just used a matte painting, which is really cool. I don't know why they didn't do that. Or, you know, like, or that, you know, like that scene in Return of the Jedi, they have all those Stormtroopers. It's the matte painting, but also they actually have, like, rows and rows of dudes in Stormtrooper armor. I don't know why. I guess they just got cheap and were like, let's just do it CGI, it's cheaper. But why? Like, you could have just done some CGI ones and then put the practical armor in front of it. People would be focusing on the guy wearing practical and not the CGI ones in the back. But why are you putting the CGI ones as the forefront? It's super obvious and noticeable. Oh, okay. Anyway, I've spent way too long complaining about the Stormtroopers. They look cool. They look cool, I like them. I just wish they had not done so much CGI with them. They look cool, I like them. And again, that whole visual storytelling things. It tells us that these troopers have been here for, you know, I think it's been like 10 years at this point, right? So, it's interesting. I like it. It's cool. Anyway, this reminds me again, we need a show about the Empire, please. It's kind of funny. There's this clip of Star Wars theory going around, like, we need a show about the Clone Wars. Like,
why can't they just give us a show all about the Clone Wars?
Huh? What is this guy? What even is he? It is like, did he conveniently forget about the entire 7 seasons of Clone Wars, the Clone Wars movie, and the 2003 Clone Wars? But no, we need a show about the Clone Wars. I get he's probably trying to say a live-action Clone Wars show, but dude, we've already had so much Clone Wars. How much more do you want? I'm so freaking sick of the Clone Wars. I think I need to make a video about this. I'm actually so sick of the Clone Wars now, because we just got so much of it. How many more times is they going to make me watch Order 66? It's just gotten old. I don't know. That could probably be a different video. But seriously though, we do need a show about the Empire. Please, I've been begging for years. Like, Andor showed us a different side of the Empire, which was amazing, and I loved it so much, and I will always love Andor. Thank you so much for showing me that side of the Empire. It was so cool, with the ISB and all that. But I still want my show from the perspective of a Stormtrooper. I know I'm heavily biased here, but there is great potential in that. For a show about Stormtroopers, a group of Stormtroopers, sure, if they turn into good guys at the end of the show, whatever. But I want something from the perspective of a Stormtrooper. Please, stop making me a joke. Give me something cool to do. Please, Disney. I want my Stormtrooper show, please. Anyway, some other stuff, last kind of final thoughts in this episode. I like the kind of post-apocalyptic feel of this planet, you know, with the Night Sisters and their mysterious magic. That's not really post-apocalyptic, but the way that it's just like this wasteland, and it feels like they've been really, all the Thrawn and all them have been scavenging and surviving out here. That's really cool to me. But the stupid turtles, I hate these stupid hermit crab people. I hate them. They're so stupid. I mean, they're kind of cool. But it's just, ugh. I don't need more little, oh, look, a little cute creature in Star Wars, yay. I'm so sick of that from frickin' Ewoks. And also, I'd like to mention something. I do like that with Sabine and the little hermit crab thing. It was kind of a callback to Leia when she meets Wicket. I get that. I understood that reference. I think it's cool. I haven't seen anyone else talk about that yet, so I don't know if you guys... it was very obvious to me that it was a reference to, you know, when Leia and Wicket, which again, I think that's an example of good fan service. Because not only serves this story, but also requires some intelligence from the viewer to be like, hey, that reminds me of this scene, and it's a callback to that, without just being like, look at your... Wait, let me get the keys. Ooh, look, it's Anakin Skywalker. Ooh, it's Anakin. Ooh. Yeah. Anyway, have I ever showed off my keychain? Look at that. I got Darth Vader on my keys. It's so cool. Anyway, that's what I really liked about that scene in particular. It was able to call back to Return of the Jedi without being super fan servicey. So that is people being like, oh, fan service is good, is okay if I like it. No, fan service is good if it's actually has a purpose in the story and the narrative. Whereas last episode really didn't. You can say it did and that it was trying to teach her a lesson. I really don't think it did. I've seen so many different interpretations. People say like, oh, the lesson was about living, or that she like, you know, she feels bad about her past or something. And it's like, sure, you can make up all these things, but the show really doesn't lend itself well to any of those theories. I don't know. I'm sorry. I need to stop complaining about last episode. We're talking about this episode. Oh yeah, hermit crabs. Please, I'm begging you. I know we already had our Return of the Jedi callback. I get these things are like Ewoks. If you do a frickin' Ewoks defeat the Empire with a bunch of sticks again, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna walk out of my basement and stop. Please just don't, okay? I already hate so much that the Empire was destroyed by a bunch of little teddy bears. Don't have the Empire get destroyed by a bunch of little turtle hermit crab people. If you do that, I'm gonna be so upset and I'm never gonna forgive you. Please, don't make the Empire a joke again to the same thing. Anyway, the reunion between Ezra and Sabine kind of sucked. I feel like that needs to be said. They were just kind of like, Ezra, hey, you are here. And he's like, yep. And then they eventually hug, but it's like, why was the first reaction not to hug and be like, oh my gosh, blah, 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 blah. It was just kind of like, hey there. It was so awkward, and I hated it. And I was like, what the heck? I don't even like these characters that much, but why are they acting like this? I don't know. Ezra looks cool, though. He's got frickin' cowboy boots. That's kind of cool. I don't know. Another thing there's a lot of Western influences in this, especially when they had like all those dudes sitting on the hill or on their dog horse things. That was very much Western inspired. I caught that personally, and I was like, oh, that's a cool, little thing there. Just a lot of great visual touches in this episode, really altogether. But anyway, also it's, again, Ezra kind of tells the story. He's got a beard now. He's got kind of like a chainmail armor thing going on. Again, visual storytelling. It kind of tells us he's been surviving out here, and it's like, holy crap, how have we not had anything like this in the show prior to this? Why is this so new? So yeah, that was really all the thoughts I had on this episode. I really just want to talk about it because, I'm pretty much talking about all the new episodes at this point. But this one I wanted to specifically say because I think I've kind of given the impression with the last couple episodes that I just hate everything. I hate this show. Ahsoka's so bad. No, this episode proved to me that there is still potential in this show, and it's just really the previous episodes that have just been really bad and have a lot of problems with them. So I'm not just going to hate on this show altogether because I didn't like previous ones. I like this episode. This episode was good. It showed me that this show can be competent sometimes. For whatever reason, all the 5 previous episodes weren't as competent in this episode, so I'm just hoping that the last 2 will be good. Thrawn's finally here. Maybe that was just the magic touch that this show was missing. And also focusing on just the villains overall with Balin and Shin. So, hopefully now that the show has finally kind of found its footing, I guess you could say, and we've gotten all the set pieces where they need to be, we can have a great 2-part finale maybe. I don't know exactly what they're going to do, but I got good expectations now. I like the Ahsoka show now, just because of this episode. I still think the previous episodes are bad, but I'm feeling better about it than I did last week. Because last week, I almost entirely lost my faith in the show when I was like, yep, they're literally just doing fan service just to keep us attention. And the thing is, like, they don't even care about spoilers with this show. Small little tangent here I'll throw in at the end. They don't care. Like, you look at the official Star Wars Instagram, like, as soon as a new episode comes out, they're like, hey, here's a bunch of stuff. Here's Thrawn. Here's this new Stormtroopers. Here's blah, blah, blah. It's like, they don't even care. And they did the same thing last week. They were like, look, it's Hayden Christensen and then the Clone Wars and stuff. Check out the new episode on Disney Plus now. It's like, they don't even care about spoilers. That's so strange to me. Because, like, with No Way Home, right, yeah, like, I guess that's kind of comparable. That was a big spoiler that, all the Spider-Mans were going to be in it. And they kept it hidden for, like, a year even after release, right? I guess maybe because the movie it's a bit different, but, like, even I remember going to see that movie, there was a message from the actors saying, hey, don't spoil this, okay? Don't spoil it for anybody. But this, no one cares. For whatever reason, nobody cares about spoilers for a Ahsoka series. So, I don't know. It's weird. But that's the end of the video. So, yeah. Did I surprise you? Were you like, holy crap, Smart actually likes this? Yeah, I don't know. So, anyway, let me know what you think about Ahsoka or something. Just write something in the comments, guys. It helps the video. Just tell me I'm stupid. I don't even care. Just put something in the comments. It helps the algorithm. Anyway, bye.